Good evening, folks. Well, it's evening where I am. I don't know if it's evening where you are. But it is Thursday, and I have nothing to say about Thursday, so I have no cute hashtag for today. But I still thought Thursdays are really easy for me to go live for some reason. I don't know if it's like the weekend that's super close that makes me just feel so much more awake on Thursday evenings. But I just thought I would pop on live, and because I have the energy to do so, and I wanted to actually talk through brush selection. So this will be like brushes 101. If you have ever had any frustration around brushes at all, no matter what makeup you use, I have lots of information that I've learned, because brushes used to be a very frustrating topic for me, that I would love to just share right now. So I will dive in as you pop on, or if you are watching this replay, feel free to comment, say hello, ask questions. That just makes it so much easier for me to know what you guys want to know. So I will just kind of start with some of the tips and tricks I've learned, and then some of the faves. So just a little bit of a backstory. If you caught my stories yesterday, and if you didn't catch my stories yesterday, it's in my highlights on my profile. When I was looking at Mascara Beauty, I actually was only in the market for a brush. I had ruined my foundation brush that I was using. I tried to clean it, and long story short, it was ruined. So I was in the mood for a brush. No, I was in the market for a brush, and the two brushes that I was looking at are going to be the first two that I'm going to talk about. These are our HAC brushes. So the HAC stands for highlight and contour. So they are double-ended. One end is intended for highlight down here, and one end is intended for contour, which really appealed to me because I only had a one-ended brush, and that was the one that I ruined. And I had been using that for a while, and I liked it, but it wasn't cheaper than this double-ended brush. Like, it was more expensive, and it actually looked a lot like, I would say, this end of the 30-second HAC, and I think I paid $39 for it. Totally got sold up by department store. I had a makeover done, and she did it with that brush, and I was like, well, I guess I'll buy the brush. But this brush is actually, this is our 30-second HAC. It's our most popular seller in terms of our brushes, and it's $35. And then our detail HAC is $36, so only $1 more expensive. So this was the brush I was looking at that I wanted to replace the one that I had destroyed. Little tip to not destroy your brushes: when you're washing your brushes, if you decide to use water, if you're using soap and water, don't get the water into the barrel of the brush. Just make sure you're only getting the bristles wet, because then the glue inside the barrel comes apart, and that's how you ruin them. It's a little tip for you. So what I did was I bought the entire brush collection. Here, let me pick them all up. And they're so beautiful. Look at all these lovelies. I've got all of these beautiful brushes, and I bought all of them in the collection, so they were cheaper. So these are 7 double-ended brushes, so 14, I guess, and it was like 160, I want to say 166 maybe. My link is in my bio if you're truly wondering. So I highly recommend buying the collection if you're looking for an entirely new brush set. You're usually not going to spend less than a couple $100, and these are only 160 for 7. So I started off buying the entire collection because that was what I was in the market for anyway. And then these two brushes, the highlight and contour brushes, I started off using the 30-second HAC, and I love them both. I wish you could feel them. They're so stinking soft. Oh my gosh, so dreamy. And they just feel so good on the skin. But I started using the 30-second HAC brush, and what I will say that I like the 30-second HAC brush for is quick hacking. So 30-second HAC is supposed to imply that it is a much faster process than if you're doing the detail HAC. So you can get your highlight on this, highlight your pie piece, highlight your upper forehead, your nose, your chin, and your jawline. Flip it right over, contour, 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 whatever, and you're done. What I don't like about the 30-second hack brush, and I'm being super, super honest, because I just don't want you to feel like when you get this, you're like, well, why didn't she ever tell me she didn't love this? I'm not a huge fan of this side of the highlight brush. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's the shape. I don't feel like it actually gets the makeup on my skin the way that I want it to look. So yes, it's a fantastic brush for hacking if you want to do it quickly. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I still use it. I hacked my face with this today, and this is actually a great shape for getting the rest of your makeup outside your tins once your makeup starts to wear out. But it just never gave me the effect I was truly looking for. So this is probably like the side of the brush I use the least, but I love the other side. So I would use the other side for contouring. I've used it for blush. So if you're looking for like what brush can I buy and do everything with that one brush, it is this one. And you can use it with any makeup. You don't have to use it with mascara makeup. But it's designed for mascara makeup, so it works the best with mascara makeup. But it's so soft, and it's got this like dome shape that helps make blending so ridiculously foolproof. Like, you truly just place and it blends as it goes. I had a client recently was like, I am going to put on makeup, but I'm not going to blend. This was her brush. This was just a perfect match for her. So is it my most recommended brush? No. Does it have a lot of great purposes? Yes. And do I use it? Absolutely. But what I use way more often is my detail hack. My detail hack could do anything to my face and make me happy. I swear. I have put pretty much everything on with this brush. So what my like go-to routine is, and you've probably seen it in some of my makeup videos, either here or on Facebook, is I use this smaller end and I do my under eyes first. And I've been trying something new. I've been using Amber as a color correct color, which is a little lighter than Mango and Goddess, and I think I like it better right now. I don't know. I'm just playing with colors. But anyway, so I'll color correct with this smaller side, and then I'll take the super flat contour side, but I don't contour. Well, I do contour with it, but I don't only contour with it. And I'll put my lighter highlight here, and I will stipple my lighter highlight all over the under eyes to get that brightness. And then after I do that, I'll just like rub it off in a towel, and I'll get my other highlight color, my normal one, and I'll do the rest of my face with the same side, wipe it off again, do my contour with the same side. And this edge, this like super, super, super straight edge, is so stinking perfect to put into your contour. Just like lay very lightly and then get your nose contour done with. I won't say that it's impossible to do with a 30-second hack, because you could technically squeeze this side to make it skinnier. You wouldn't want to squeeze it like this, because that's not going to be a straight line. You would want to really make it as flat as you possibly could, and then that could be used to put on your nose contour. But it's just a little extra work that I'm not up for doing. I love the simplicity of just laying this in, bringing this down both sides of my nose contour done. I've put on blush with this before. I think it's on my IGTV. Go check it out if you're interested. I did like a really, really basic hack, and I'm pretty sure I did blush with this side. It's not my go-to for blush. I wouldn't say that it's like my favorite. It's absolutely not, but it works. Again, if you're just looking for one brush, this would be like if you said, Bryn, what should I buy if I'm buying only one brush? This is it. This is the one that I would recommend. It is my ride or die. I cannot go anywhere without this brush. And then you could also use, like, I use this smaller side. I've seen some women use their smaller side for their contour, but I've actually used it for eyeshadow. So sometimes when I'm just kind of like not in the mood to do eyeshadow, but I still want a little dimension, I will dip this in my contour or maybe even a blush, and I'll put a little bit of that with this side right on my eyelid. I've also contoured my lips with this side, and I believe that is all. That is all I've done with this brush, but the possibilities are endless. Be creative. So those are our two hack brushes. Again, faster hack for the 30-second, more detailed for the detail hack. This is the one that I highly, highly recommend, but a lot of people love this. This is like our most popular seller. and that's hacking. From there, my next go-to, I just told you I don't love that brush for blush. My go-to for blush is this B Squared brush. So, and I'm B Squared because my name is Bryn Bohannon. Get it? My 7th grade math teacher called me B Squared in 7th grade. So it's like near and dear to my heart. But this is called the B Squared brush. This side is for blush. This side is for bronzer. What I really love about this brush is, again, that like dome shape, but this one's even more dramatic than this one. So you can see like this one has a way bigger dome to it. This blends your blush in almost instantaneously. So I will, depending on the color, if it's a light color, I will pack the blush on this end and then go on to my cheekbone. You want to apply it like right here and it'll blend right into your contour, no big. I've seen women use this side for blush. It's a little bit of a softer look because it's a little more fanned out, which I don't personally love because I think that blush is supposed to make your face look really youthful and have that like really cute rosy color on your cheeks. And this just kind of makes it kind of, I don't know, it blends out too much in my opinion, but it's very possible to use this side. This is not my personal one. My personal one that I've had for like 7 months is right here, and you can see it does fan out a little more as you use it, and so I just feel like it just doesn't get that like location that you're looking for in like the smaller side. Like the smaller side has not fanned out at all. This is my personal one, and it looks almost the exact same as my artist one. So from there, I would use bronzer on this side, and we have 3 bronzers. Well, we have 2 bronzers, but I use one of the illuminators because it's so dark as a bronzer. So I would actually only use a cream bronzer on this end. So if you were looking at Bella, which is our official cream bronzer, or if you were looking at Glow, which is actually an illuminator, but it's a little more shimmery and super sheer, that's what I would actually put on this end of the brush, and I would just go on the spots that the sun hit. I have seen women with severe acne scarring or texture to their skin apply their highlight with this end, and it is flawlessly beautiful. Because if you think about putting your highlight into super textured skin with something like the 30-second hack, it really gets it into that texture, and then it just highlights the texture, which is not what people with textured skin want. So if you get your highlight on this end and you just kind of stipple it on, it'll just fan out and almost like hide that texture, which can be super, super helpful if like I said, you have acne scarring, or maybe you have severe acne currently. Sometimes rosacea can cause really textured skin. So if any of those issues are happening with you, I highly recommend this side of the B Squared blush, the B Squared brush. I told you I had a lot of energy. I'm talking too fast. So I would use this side for your highlight in that situation. So this would probably be like, this would be my number 1 brush. This would be my number 2 brush. And then we do have a power powder brush. Not gonna lie to you, because of my oily skin, I don't use this very often. So it's such a fantastic brush. It just doesn't do what I need it to do. So if you have oily skin like me, you will most likely want to use a perfector sponge, which I have right here, to apply your powder. And I still have some powder on from this morning. Whoops, sorry. So this is my perfector sponge, and that's what I use to apply powder. But if you have combination skin, which is most of us, or you have dry skin, which if you're one of my Colorado local friends is probably you will want to use this brush. There's 2 reasons why. Number 1, the density, and I don't even know if you can like really see in the video. Oh, that was good lighting. Right here. This density in this brush, the amount of bristles packed in that one area, it just allows for like the most pristine powder press that you could ask for. So you press this into your powder and press this right into the space on your skin that you want. And it's angled, so you can see it goes like right in that space. And then you don't have it anywhere else. Like you're not fanning it all over your face like I would. So most people have oil right under their eyes, or they don't have oil under their eyes, they just want to avoid creasing. That's what this brush is used for. Or if you have an oily T-zone, you can use this side of the brush for that. Now the other side, most commonly what I've seen is people use this side. It is still a little angled, but it's a little fluffier. They use this to set their contour. So we have an additional bronzer that's powder, and that powder can set the darker areas of your face. So if you take this side and you dip it, again, it's like super, super tightly packed, and you dip that into that powder, it's gonna really grab onto the powder, and then it's going to place it right here into your contour, which is how I've seen it most often used. Some women use this to hack. I don't understand it. I've never done it. Maybe I'll go live one day and we'll just find out together, but I've seen it happen. So if you're interested in another option other than these two, if you're not super hyped about these two hack brushes, I have seen a lot of women use this and absolutely love it. But it is our powder power brush, and it was made for powder. So that's another thought. And then we have these last ones. These are our eyeshadow-ish brushes. So let's start with the Multitasker. The Multitasker for me, what do I use it most for? I can't even pick because it's a multitasker. I think my favorite use for it is to contour my nose and Cupid's bow and lips on a very intense makeup look. So if I'm going for like date night, or I have a big event coming up or whatever, I'll use the Multitasker, and I will get on this small, it's really thin, but it's really wide. So this smaller yet still has a lot of like brush to it. And it kind of is pointed. I don't know if you can see that. So you can really get a perfect line. I'll get the contour and I'll use this. You need to have a steady hand to achieve it though. So I don't recommend like doing it before like your wedding or something. Like don't do it on a really big day for the first time. Get used to it before you do it for something like that. And then I would take this and I would put the excess contour right between my Cupid's bow. And then I would line the bottom of my lips with it. After that, I would take this tiny, tiny, tiny end, and I usually don't use this end to highlight my nose, but I would dip it in the highlight and I would use it to highlight my Cupid's bow and line the upper lip, because the upper lip would have light on it naturally and the lower lip would have a shadow on underneath it naturally. So with this side creating that shadow and this side creating the highlight, you get that perfect contoured lip. Other things I like it for, I like this side for packing on eyeshadow. So you can get like let's say you want a really intense eyeshadow look, you can dip it in your powder, maybe even spray some Stay Spray on it, and then really pack the lid solid. I did this yesterday with Cupcake for my fall eye look. That's from my stories from yesterday. And it worked really, really well. Something else I've seen is people use this side for their lip and cheek colors, and they'll put it on their lip. So like Black Cherry, and you can put it on your lip, or I don't know, Dahlia is a pretty intense color. I usually use this for the more intense colors because if I'm putting on an intense color, I want it to be intense. So there's another one, Ruby. I use it with Ruby, and I'll dip this in and put it on my lips. The last thing I do with this, and I don't always do it with this one, sometimes I use the other one that I'm going to show you, but you can use this for your eyes. So I have Kola eyeliner on today, and I put that on actually with the Know Your Angles brush, but you could also do it with a Multitasker, and you could get just a little bit on and you could line your eyes. The reason I really love that is because I don't have to carry an extra eyeliner. Like I can just carry my everyday normal palette, and here, where is my everyday normal palette? It's this one. And then Kola is right in here, and that can be used. Here, let me show you. It's a really dark color. It's a new one right here. This is Kola, and that's what I used for my eyeliner. It looks black. Like it looks pretty black. And then that's the Multitasker. So to be honest with you, ooh, that's actually probably not true. I was gonna say, if you were gonna buy 3 brushes, this is my first, this is my second, and I was gonna say this is my third, but that's probably not true. I really love the Eyeshadow Everything brush, and then probably the Multitasker. So the Eyeshadow Everything brush is foolproof. Anybody can use it. And we have a smudgy side and we have a fluffy side. What blew my mind was you can like dip it in multiple colors and then just wipe it off, and it totally works. I used to like have one brush for every single color I used. Not necessary. So I will take this fluffy end, and the look that I have on today, I put Bird in the crease, in the upper crease, and then I took the smudgy side and I put it in Cupcake, and I loaded the lid with Cupcake so that you can see it goes from light to dark. And I do have a little bit of oil in the crease right now because I've been wearing this since about 6. So hopefully you don't judge me for that. But so I would take this fluffy end and I would do that first layer or like a transition color, and then this would be for a more detailed, like pressed in eyeshadow look, kind of like the Multitasker. I also use the smudgy side to line my bottom lash line. So yesterday I put on Emerald City underneath my lash line, and I use this to apply it. So I super love this. Crazy enough, I've never done it. I've seen women contour their lips with this bottom smudgy side. You could do it. You can do anything you want. You can make it up as you go. So yeah, I think like if you were to ask me, I only need the basics, what do you recommend? It would be these 3. The Eyeshadow Everything, the Detail Hack, and the B Squared. The one thing that I do use every day though, I guess I wouldn't absolutely need it, but for my brows, I use this Know Your Angles brush, and it has a spoolie on the other end. So I'll brush out my brows. And then right now this has just a little bit of cola on it from when I did my eyeliner earlier today, so I'm not gonna do it. But then I would take this, and this is actually the perfect angle, Know Your Angles, to get your eyebrows on point. And then I might do this, like I said this morning, for my upper eyeliner. And then that would be the Know Your Angles brush. This is our newest brush. So you can buy it in the pack. You can get it in the collection, but if you were to sign up to be an artist, or if you were looking at some of like our older models, you wouldn't see this one because this is one of our most newest brushes. And I've heard that there are more coming. I think there's another eyeshadow one coming. It's just a rumor, who knows? But if you're interested in brushes, even if you don't wear mascara and you're looking for a really good deal, these are super good deal, all double-ended. The shapes are all made for very specific things to get you specific looks. So whatever it is you're looking for your brush to do, you can just reach out to me, tell me what it is you're looking for the brush to do. I will help you figure out which one's the best. And like I said, if you're looking to just go one, Detail Hack all the way. Highly recommended. DM me if you'd like some more information or if you want to get yourself started on your own customized palette. Thank you for watching.